So this is a picture of me before having dry eye disease. And this is a picture of me after being diagnosed with severe dry eye disease. Wow. So the truth is that even though severe dry eye disease is often seen as a physical condition, it also has a huge negative effect on your mental health. But unfortunately, our eye doctors don't usually like to talk about this or even acknowledge the negative impact on our mental health. So today, we're going to talk about the psychological impacts of dry eye disease and how to overcome it. Hello everyone, my name is Tatiana and I help dry eye patients like myself go from constant pain and discomfort to long-lasting symptom relief so that you can better control your dry eye symptoms and improve your quality of life. So the first way that dry eye disease can have a negative impact on your mental health is by making you feel more isolated and socially withdrew. So in the past, I used to be a coach and I coached people that had dry eye disease and I helped them improve their quality of life. And I once had this person I was coaching and she would always talk about how she felt more just isolated. But after asking some questions and having a conversation with her, I was able to get to the root of the problem. And the reason why she was feeling more withdrew was because she was no longer able to do the hobbies that she used to do pre-diagnosis that she really loved and felt alive doing. One hobby in particular was watching her grandkids at baseball games. She really loved doing this, but after being diagnosed with severe dry eye disease, she was no longer able to go to those games anymore because it was always windy where she lived. So over a period of time, she just ended up becoming very lonely and feeling very socially withdrawn because she was no longer able to go to these games, even though she really enjoyed it. And also, it made her feel alone because her whole family would go, and she would be the only one that had to stay behind. So the first thing that I told her that she needs to do is make the environment more dry eye friendly. And the best way she can do that is by wearing moisture chamber glasses. And this really helped her out because before then, she was wearing her prescription eyeglasses or even just sunglasses out in the sun watching the game. And this provided only minimum help because, as you know, standard glasses only cover the front of your face and have the arms, but they don't have side shields like moisture chamber glasses do. And I really love the side shields because they do a great job in not only blocking the sunlight, harmful UV light rays, but they also block out wind and dust particles from reaching your eyes and agitating your dry eye symptoms. So after she purchased the moisture chamber glasses, she was then able to go to her grandkids' baseball games more often because she felt more safe. The wind was no longer affecting her, and the dust particles wasn't either. And another thing that I told her to do is to communicate these issues with her family. So, an unfortunate truth about dry eye disease is that we won't be able to make it to every single event, especially if that event is outside in a very windy or very sunny environment. So, having those conversations with your loved ones really help out because once they are aware of how these environments negatively trigger your symptoms, you guys can both work together to figure out new events and ways to spend time together that is more friendly to your eyes. So, another way that dry eye disease negatively affects your mental health is with your stress and anxiety. I developed extreme anxiety after being diagnosed with severe dry eye disease because of how unpredictable the symptoms were. This made me very stressed out about hanging out with my friends, my family, and even going on dates, mainly because I never knew when the symptoms would come, and I always was scared in the back of my head when I was having a great time that these symptoms would come out of nowhere and be very intense, and I would end up ruining the mood. Now, this may sound very repetitive, but the best way that I overcame stress and anxiety with dry eye disease is by communicating with people that I had dry eye disease. This may sound very simple, but this was literally the best way I was able to overcome that anxiety. And that was mainly because it just lifted a huge boulder off of my shoulders, because I was no longer thinking about if I stood out or if I looked weird, rubbing my eyes or blinking a lot or doing all the different things that I do that makes my eyes feel better when I'm having that dry eye episode. Because now people understood why I was acting the way I was acting. They weren't thinking, what is she doing? Why is she blinking a lot? Or why is she rubbing her eyes? Instead, they were thinking, oh, maybe her eyes feel a little dry today. And no biggie. Something that simple as communicating with those around you. Hey, by the way, if you see me blinking a lot, it's because I have dry eyes and blinking helps it. Saying something that simple goes a long way, and I promise you, you will feel so much better conversating with people. And guess what? There are a ton of different ways that you can reduce your own stress to improve your dry eye symptoms, and I made a whole video about it. I'll link it below. And the final way that dry eye disease can negatively affect your mental health is with your confidence being reduced. When I was diagnosed with severe dry eye disease, my confidence was ruined because I was always thinking, do people notice how red my eyes are? Or do people notice how much I'm blinking or rubbing my eyes? And having thoughts like this were terrible for my self esteem because it just made me very cautious and self conscious about myself and think a lot about how I was being viewed and perceived by others. So, the best way I was able to overcome this issue and improve my confidence is by stop being so hard on myself. You have to accept the fact that you have dry eyes and that you are going to have bad eye days. And that is no one's fault, and especially not yours. So when those days come, I know how easy it is when you're experiencing level 10 dry eye symptoms and you don't understand why your eyes are so irritated. You want to blame someone or yell at your eyes or yell at yourself. So in moments like that, you need to prioritize giving your eyes the attention it needs to subdue your symptoms. But also give yourself grace and thank yourself for giving your eyes the attention it needs to improve and be better tomorrow. Another way that you can improve your confidence with dry eyes is by challenging those negative thoughts. Having dry eye disease can really give yourself a negative self perception. And you can improve this perception of yourself by reframing your thoughts. For example, if you're around a group of people and you're having a conversation and you just think for a moment, I hope the people around me don't see how red my eyes are. You can stop yourself midway having that thought and remember that most people do not even notice little things like the color of your eyes. So, in moments like that, when you're thinking a negative thought that is going to send you down a spiral and make you very self cautious and give you anxiety and make you feel less confident in that group or in that setting, remember that other people around you don't even notice it. It's you noticing it. So you can literally just toss that bad thought to the side. And I promise you, if you continue to have a great time, no one will bat an eye. And the final and best way that you can improve your confidence living with dry eye disease is by joining a community or a support group. This is a great way that you can connect with others that also have dry eye disease. You can share experiences, talk about different tips or remedies that worked for you, and just realize that you're not alone and bask in that community presence. This was a great way for me when I first was diagnosed with dry eye disease to really connect with others and not feel so isolated. And I actually just started a Facebook group for people with dry eye disease. And it's very new, but I would love you guys to join it because I just want to really foster a community and talk with one another and have each other's back. Okay, this is officially the end of the video. I hope you guys really learned a lot from it. I see way too many videos on YouTube about what dry eye disease is and how it affects your eyes, but I do not see enough videos about how it negatively affects your mental health. And since that is such a big problem, I thought that I would cast a bigger spotlight on the mental health effect of severe dry eye disease. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I listed so many tips on how you can improve your mental health living with dry eye disease. And if you try any of them out and if it works for you, feel free to let me know in the comments. I post more content about this on this channel. So if you like this type of topic, you can subscribe and know when I release new videos. Till next time, bye.